There's something magical about watching players like Sergio Busquets. They're tall, but they're not very big. But there's one thing they do really good, is to use their butt. And nobody tells you this, but this is the magic to be successful and to dominate the midfield, in my opinion. Common mistake many players make, especially the new generation midfielders. They think that the shielding the ball is just this. You get the butt tight to the opposition, but you have no power here. If I'm like this and I have nothing sticking out, just using my leg to shield it, now he can easily push me away, right? We need to use the bone that sticks out from your hip. That's the magic to shielding the ball from the defenders, especially the strong defenders. So he's coming tight to me, come tight to me. Now I stick my hip out, right? Not only my leg now protecting the ball. If he now tries to come even closer, when I stick this hip out, now I'm protecting the space and the ball, so he can't get to it. One thing that this motion gives advantage to you, you're receiving the ball, you stick your hip out, now you are stopping his momentum with your hip. So now you can quickly turn and get around the defender. So you don't necessarily have to be midfielder to work this magic. You could be a striker. Lukaku does it really well. Memphis Depay. They're just great at using their body. If I receive the ball here, if I'm not using any hip whatsoever, now he's gonna be able to put his leg in between my legs. So now I'm off balance to make a turn. But I'm receiving the ball, now I stick my hip out, quick and easy. And not a lot of people actually talks about this. You receive the ball and you notice, because you scan, the opposition is making a run towards you, right? That's the moment to use the hip, to use the leg. So now you're using your legs almost as a sensor, which is gonna give you your clue that you're okay to turn. If you just use your arms are not as powerful as your hips, as your legs. Because once you put your leg and kind of lift the other one, now you are putting so much force to the ground, now nobody almost can move this. Even if they kick me, even if they try to push me, they're not gonna be able to get this leg out of the way. But if I'm using the arm, it's not as effective as using your legs to make that clue to turn around the defender. Once you plant this leg and the opposition is coming tight, you have options to manipulate the defender. You can either go this way, because automatically the opposition thinks once you make this move from your hips that you spin it around, he thinks that I'm turning this way. So now automatically he's gonna shift and then I'm gonna go the other way. It's one of the toughest jobs that you can imagine, being under pressure centrally. You're kind of thinking like, okay, I can't turn, I'm stuck. That's what many amateurs struggle with. So you can maybe initially start flat, the opposition is coming, but now maybe the opposition is expecting you to use your left hip, but you use your right hip and you can exit with one touch with your left foot. Many of these turns, kill the ball, turn around the opposition, get around the defender, whatever it is, you have to master using the butt. You have to. If you don't have this ability, if you only use your arms, if you only use your shoulder, you are weak. So if I try to push him from here, he's easily gonna be able to push because he doesn't have as much balance here. So no matter, stick your arm out, I can still push you around, right? But if you stick your hip out, see, it's so much harder. And that's what you need to master if you want to dominate the midfielder position. By no means I'm telling you not to use your arm at all, because your arm is useful. Your arm is useful if you are pushing yourself away from the opposition to a space, right? You want to receive a ball at a better space. Ideally, yes, you can initially use your arm, but the hip invites the pressure. Once you invite the pressure, now you can actually don't need your arm anymore. Once you plant this foot, to use your butt, stick this butt to the opposition, now you can use your shoulder better. Your shoulder is stronger than your arms, your legs are stronger than your arms. You can also use your arm too if you want, there's no wrong with that. But focus on this first. Plant it, balance it, then focus on the upper body, which is weaker than your lower body. Lower body is the foundation of your house. Think about it. Without a foundation, your house is gonna collapse. Without this foundation, your upper body, overall, you're gonna collapse. And that's what we wanna avoid, especially if you wanna play the midfielder position. So if you learned something from this video, please drop a like, subscribe to my channel. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next time.